You can import individual still images or sequences of still images. A sequence of still image uses each image in the sequence as a frame in a movie. Let's see how this is done. First, let's just import a single still image. Go to File, Import, File, and choose bikejump.jpg, which is a JPEG file. And here we can see that we have a footage item based on this file. I'll double-click it to open it in the footage panel. And I'll create a new composition by clicking the New Composition button. Accept the defaults, click OK, and then add our image to the composition. Notice things look very zoomed in. That's because if we look at the characteristics of our image file, it's more than 2,000 pixels across and more than 3,000 pixels tall, whereas the composition that I created is standard definition 720 pixels by 540 pixels. This is a common issue when people import images into After Effects. They forget that they need to either prepare the image outside of After Effects to make it a more appropriate size for video, or within After Effects, just do a scaling operation. You can manually scale by pressing S to just show the scale property and dragging until it's a size that you like, or I'll press Ctrl-Z to undo that. With the layer selected, go to Layer, Transform, Fit to Comp Width, or Fit to Comp Height. I'll use Fit to Comp Height. And there, it scales to be the same height as the composition. Importing the original size image and then scaling within After Effects is a good idea if you intend to zoom in on the image during your animation, but if you intend to just use the image at this size throughout the composition, it's a better idea to prepare the image in another application, such as Photoshop, resize it down to 720 by 540 there, and then bring in the much smaller image. This greatly improves performance. Our composition was 30 seconds long, so when we imported the footage item and then dragged it down into the composition, the layer is now 30 seconds long. You can change that by going to Edit, Preferences, Import, and for still footage, having it either be the length of the composition or a defined length. Since still images don't have an intrinsic duration, you need to specify. The same is also true of image sequences and the frame rate. Let's import an image sequence now to see how this works. I'll click OK. I'll double-click in an empty area of the project panel to open the import dialog box. Go into the image sequence folder. Choose any image in the image sequence. And notice there's a checkbox, PNG sequence. If I deselect this, then only this single frame, this single image will be imported. However, if I have this selected, then After Effects will import every image that appears to be in the same image sequence. And it's going primarily by file name, noting that each of these images is numbered sequentially. I'll click Open. And now we have a single footage item that represents a sequence of PNG stills, numbered 0 to 45. If I drag this to the New Composition icon button, then we get a composition that has the same duration. Specifically, it goes to 1 second and 15 frames, from 0 to 1 second and 15 frames, which matches our 46-frame image sequence. I'll press Ctrl-K, and here we can see the duration is 116. If you want to change the frame rate of an image sequence, you can do so after importing by going to File, Interpret Footage, Main, and then choosing a frame rate here. Let's make this 24 frames per second now, and hit Enter. So now, with the item selected, we can see in the project panel here, 24 frames per second. Now, if I create a new composition based on the footage item again, by dragging down to the button and going to the end, we'll see that the new duration is different accordingly. The important point is that because an image sequence doesn't have an intrinsic frame rate, you need to specify this yourself. Working with image sequences may be a bit less convenient than working with self-contained movie files, but they also have many advantages. You'll find that much high-end work is done with image sequences, including almost all work that is done on actual film.